I was happy to sit on the learning tree, and I believe in this book I talk about you, the backbone of Fox, because if you need someone, you and your little backpack will be there.
Before their paths intersected at Fox News, former professional wrestler Tyrus and TV personality Britt McHenry each became well-known in their disciplines. When McHenry accused Tyrus of sexual harassment, a topic of public interest, and with significant consequences for both individuals, their careers veered unexpectedly. This video examines their origins, professions, claims, and aftermath to highlight their resiliency and the broader consequences of workplace harassment. Early life and career of Britt McHenry. Britt McHenry was born on May 28, 1986 in Mount Holly, New Jersey, United States of America, and she was blessed to have a family that encouraged her regardless of the circumstances and told her to do what she wanted. As a Florida Satellite High School student, McHenry was an outstanding football player. She continued with her football activities right from college. Her passion for sports went beyond the field, and because of this, she decided to enroll in the Stetson University Journalism School. The reason for her decision was her passion for sports. Subsequently, she advanced her skills in the field by pursuing a master's degree in journalism from the Medill School of Journalism at Northwestern University. This also increased her capability. He started his journalism career as an intern at WWJLA-TV, an ABC station in Washington District of Columbia. McHenry was there and also got a good perception of the field. She worked hard and devoted her entire life to getting a full-time job at the station. Her efforts yielded short-term results. After she joined ESPN in 2014, ESPN first noticed her enthusiastic personality and sharp news-gathering instincts. Her employment started in the year 2014. She professionally started her career in 2014. While working for ESPN, he provided essential coverage of athletic events and precise analysis, which made him quickly gain recognition as one of the leading sports journalism performers. She reported on events associated with the National Football League and significant events such as the Super Bowl, among other achievements, during her tenure at ESPN. ESPN was filled with many beautiful successes during her time there. McHenry's detailed and accurate reporting and intelligent analysis made her very popular among the viewers. She joined Fox News in 2017, and thus, she has been able to further her career as a political analyst and anchor even at this station, which she also belongs to. Thus, transitioning to Fox News, she increased her coverage area influence and visibility, allowing her to cover political and social issues in sports. The extent of her traveling was not restricted to athletic events. Tyrus, from wrestling to media. Tyrus Murdoch, whose birth name is George Murdoch, was born on February 21, 1973, in Pasadena, California, and grew up in a poor family. Due to his unstable environment, he found solace in sports, wrestling, and football. This action was quite the opposite for him. It was therapeutic. Tyrus was an average footballer at the University of Nebraska at Kearney. On the other hand, he encountered some problems that pushed him to professional wrestling. At the beginning of the 2000s, Tyrus began his professional wrestling career in WWE's development territory. He began his career during this tournament. He adopted the ring name Brodus Clay and instantly gained fame due to his good looks and how he moved. His part was initially a large muscle man, but he evolved into the Funkasaurus, a dancer with fans. This transformation demonstrated versatility and the ability to engage the audience beyond the muscles. This was possible because the person was able to change personally. Tyrus built himself as a powerful competitor in the wrestling ring by participating in some important battles and feuds in WWE. After his WWE release, he wrestled in Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, TNA, and eventually in the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, where he was more appreciated. In general, he could be relatively successful as a wrestler. Tyrus could transition into the media business by leveraging his persona of being a giant. This also came in handy with his wrestling work. His decision to start writing for Fox News introduced the company to his energetic personality and fresh perspective. At the beginning of his career, he commented on several political and social issues, making him unique among other presenters on Fox News. He also conducted interviews during this period. Tyrus transitioned smoothly from the wrestling arena to the media domain and is now a frequent guest on many Fox News programs such as The Greg Gutfeld Show and the Un-PC program on Fox Nation. Highlights of his career in wrestling. Tyrus is one of the most famous wrestlers today, and he has achieved several excellent milestones in his wrestling career. He was involved in several significant shows during his WWE career, providing numerous opportunities to showcase his agility and prowess inside the squared circle. He made it over this period to prove his talents. Among the most memorable feuds he has ever fought in his career, one can single out the fight with Big Show, which is interesting to watch and proves that he can fight with some of the most famous wrestlers. Tyrus portrayed Brodus Clay, and the character transformation that his character went through would have been touching to the viewers. Due to the concept of Funkasaurus, which made him unique with his dancing and energetic personality, more and more people in the audience joined him. Upon his arrival, he was an entertaining and unique addition to WWE shows when accompanied by dancing moves and grooves. Accompanying his arrival was dance performances. Through this role, Tyrus could interact more with the audience and show his versatility and ability to be quite the showman. Tyrus joined Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, TNA, and returned to wrestling as Tyrus after leaving WWE, which enabled him to continue working in the wrestling field. Throughout his tenure in TNA, he was involved in several essential angles and storylines that aided in developing his persona as a formidable competitor. This made him go to the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, where he could have a successful run. In addition to the accomplishments above, Tyrus also received the NWA World Television Championship. Tyrus was a very persistent and adaptive man during his wrestling career. It was not a big deal for him to switch from one wrestling promotion to another and from one wrestling persona to another. In a constantly evolving industry like professional wrestling, he could reinvent himself and stay relevant. This shows his passion and affection for the profession, which is always in constant evolution. How he moved to Fox News. Tyrus made a wise decision, using his out-of-scale persona and communicative ability as he transitioned from the wrestling cage to the media spotlight. His employment at Fox News can be considered the beginning of a new chapter in his life, since it provided him with an opportunity to focus on his passion for political analysis and social concerns. Tyrus was a contributor when he joined Fox News and was able to give his views and opinions on the entire range. His background and outlook enabled him to create a niche on the network. He began to go to the Greg Gutfeld Show, often after a short period of working on the show, as his charisma and humor resonated with the audience. Tyrus benefited from the program because he could partake in essential discussions and bring his character. Tyrus has also been a guest on the show The Greg Gutfeld Show. He co-hosted the show Un-PC for Fox Nation, a streaming service by Fox News. From the point of view of Tyrus, the program was relatively liberal in terms of the topics discussed, focusing on political correctness and the freedom of speech. Besides, the latter could be highly reassuring of his presence as one of the key players in the Fox News schedule, not to mention the efforts to Un-PC that boosted his popularity. Tyrus's transition from wrestling to the media may not have been easy, but the wrestling background provided the strength and adaptability needed in the media. He was able to show his versatility as a performer and a pundit through the television set, where he could engage the viewers in the same way he could in the wrestling ring. In addition to his television work, Tyrus became a recognizable figure associated with the network's analysis and entertainment lineup. This meant his influence exceeded his physical time as an anchor on Fox News station. Key career moments and achievements. Throughout his wrestling career, Tyrus has achieved many significant milestones and highlights. He was working for the WWE, where he was famous for the performance of Brodus Clay, also referred to as the Funkasaurus, which helped him gain fame. It was amusing to watch him perform in such a manner in the ring, and he demonstrated versatility. Mortal Kombat was one of the games that earned him a reputation for being a tough nut to crack when facing John Cena. Among all the contests he has ever been involved in, this one is among the most famous. Another exciting highlight was his rivalry with Big Show, in which he demonstrated that he could go head-to-head with some of the most recognized personalities in the business. His victory was rather impressive. He continued making an impression during his time with Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, TNA, by engaging in significant events and inserting himself into stories that would maintain the audience's attention. Tyrus left WWE and TNA and joined NWA, where he won one of the most significant victories of his career, the NWA World Television Championship. This championship is one of the most significant accomplishments of his career. Besides raising awareness of his continued participation in the professional wrestling arena, it also enhanced his legacy. Britt McHenry is a journalist, and her career advancement is characterized by increased popularity attributed to hard work. This is the reason her career is so outstanding. She got an internship at WJLA-TV, which showed her worth after that, which made the station give her a permanent job. Her career achievements were significant in determining her to take a job at ESPN. She also talked about other famous events she covered, such as the NFL Draft and the Super Bowl. McHenry has built a loyal audience and recognition among the sports writers in the community due to her wit in her articles and how she presents herself on camera. After she left the world of athletics, McHenry began to give her opinions on political and social issues as a commentator at Fox News. Her position as a political analyst and Fox Nation anchor enabled her to cover a wider area of research, making her a diverse and influential journalist. Her ability to cope with stressful situations and provide insightful feedback contributed to her transformation into an important media personality. Thus, the employment that Tyrus and McHenry sought has changed and impacted the public personalities. It was the first time Tyrus demonstrated his aptitude to change the conditions and establish connections with the viewers in other environments after wrestling and media. His charisma did not change whether he was on television or wrestling in the ring. Thus, the development of McHenry's career demonstrates her journalistic knowledge and the ability to communicate with different subjects. She was thus able to gain the respect of the professional world as well as the commitment of her audience. The controversy unfolds, allegations and reactions. The matter that has followed the two of them began in 2019, when Britt McHenry accused Tyrus of sexually assaulting her. This assertion was the one that brought the two of them to the limelight as public figures. Accusers state Tyrus sent McHenry indecent text messages during the time they both were co-hosts on the Fox Nation show and PC. McHenry says this happened. McHenry said that her complaints to Fox News management were dismissed and that Tyrus contributed to developing a conflictual workplace environment. McHenry also further alleged that her complaints remained unheard or her grievances went unpacked. Regarding the allegations, Tyrus stated that he had meetings with McHenry during their business relations where he had no coercion to engage in any of the meetings. As for the conversations, he said they were misunderstood. He further claimed that his comments were in response to the claims. Apart from this, he defended himself, saying all his communication with McHenry was within the agreed contract. He also said, and this was another powerful statement, that the allegations were not true. Fox News later determined from the internal probe that the statement made by McHenry was not factual. Thus, the inquiry led to this result. These findings of the investigation led to this conclusion based on the evidence. However, how the network handled it was analyzed, and some people alleged that the investigation was unfair and not transparent on how it was handled. The matter attracted the attention of the media, and several newspapers reported on the statements and comments made by the parties. While some of the general public supported McHenry's claims, others supported Tyrus's stand. The general populace reacted in a split. The episode also revealed the more general issues associated with harassment in the workplace and showed what the victims of harassment could expect in terms of the treatment they would receive when they reported their harassers. In the beginning, Tyrus and McHenry faced several consequences and punishments after the scandal. Tyrus continued to guest on other shows on Fox News even when the show on PC was removed from the schedule. McHenry sued Fox News when she found herself alone and with no backing when she claimed that she was retaliated against and that her complaints were not addressed properly. McHenry decided to bring a lawsuit against Fox News to address the charges that had been made against her. Besides, the lawsuit paid more attention to the current public issue and enhanced the quality of public discourse on the problem. Impact and aftermath. Professional consequences. In addition to shaping Tyrus's reputation, the consequences of the war impacted his employment status in a rather profound manner as well. However, he continued working at Fox News, and the allegations and press surrounding him and his story obscured his accomplishments, harming his career. The person's image in the eyes of the public was negatively affected because many viewers and colleagues questioned his actions and integrity. But even if he had these difficulties, Tyrus was still a famous character in the media. In his personal and professional life, he went through the process of reputation building and tried to maintain the pace he set correspondingly. Also, throughout her career, Britt McHenry received severe consequences for her actions. She became a whistleblower and an advocate for those harassed at the workplace when she could also come forward and sue Fox News. This brought her compliments and criticism, eventually influencing her career's direction. McHenry eventually resigned from Fox News because her company relationship was tense. She also pointed out the difficulties that victims go through when reporting harassment cases, especially when the incident is considered high profile. Furthermore, the controversy affected Fox News more than any other news source because it was the hub of the issue. People directed their anger at the network in response to how it dealt with the matter, which revealed ongoing issues related to the workplace environment and the reporting of misconduct. Not only on Fox News, but also in the overall media sector, the episode raised concern about the extent to which better ways of dealing with such matters are needed. The relevance of the event set off these dialogues, life and career paths post-incident. Tyrus continued to wrestle and be involved in the media after the scandal. Throughout his tenure at Fox News, he remained a consistent contributor, appearing across various programs. Tyrus's last change in their wrestling career was his return to the wrestling ring, where he participated in events and contests, thus proving that he still had the fans' interest. To regain the people's trust, he focused on his work and professional achievements and tried not to create a wrong impression. He mainly performed well in wrestling and went to the media after the event to demonstrate his flexibility and stamina. These are rather essential moments in his career. Britt McHenry, on the other hand, had a different path after the incident that happened to her. She increased her participation in public speaking and advocacy concerning issues such as workplace harassment and women's rights to achieve the goal of being an advocate as a social activist. What McHenry was able to do was establish awareness of the issues that harassed victims deal with daily and gain a platform from which she could fight for actual change in the norms and practices of the business world. Her professional activities included writing, public speaking, and participating in several media programs where she could express her beliefs and story to the audience. To the viewers, both Tyrus and McHenry could give their perspectives and opinions on the event and its consequences. However, cutting across the debate, Tyrus ensured he defended his career and efforts to progress regardless of the situation. He said that his relations with McHenry were perceived differently while admitting the impact of the allegations on his life. However, McHenry said she is ready to fight for change and assist people with similar issues. She emphasized the issue of harassment in the workplace and the importance of organizations paying much attention to such claims. Reflection. The controversy around Tyrus and Britt McHenry impacted their careers because it brought attention to the challenges of workplace harassment and the outcomes of such claims. The scandal affected Tyrus's career in media and wrestling and challenged him to rebuild his image and maintain his working identity. McHenry's experience forced her to venture into public speaking and campaigning, to use her position to advocate for change and increase awareness of workplace harassment. The episode highlighted how desperately and effectively workplace harassment needs to be combated. Employers must ensure that their policies and procedures are excellent and supportive of those reporting incidents. In addition to Tyrus and McHenry, the argument has broader implications that people discuss about corporate culture and the need for change. The lives of Tyrus and Britt McHenry depict perseverance and determination in the face of adversity. In this way, both people have managed the challenges posed by the conflict by finding new career options and opportunities. Their stories help us recall that the problem of workplace harassment is still present, and that people who fight for change and justice need support ensuring that workplaces are safer and more equitable for everyone. Thank you for joining us as we delved into Tyrus and Britt McHenry's nuanced stories. Their stories underline the significant influence that workplace problems can have on people and companies. Stay up to date and involved as we tackle and discuss critical issues influencing our planet. Smash that like button and subscribe for more thrilling videos like this.